Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your manifestation coach. All the information from me is below. I have an announcement to make, you guys. Going forward, my coaching will have a very different structure than before. In the past, now this does not apply to the existing clients, parenthesis here, but going forward, anybody who will sign up for my coaching, it's a different structure. In the past, it was all audios, back and forth exchanging. You send me an audio, I take notes, I reply, etc. So I'm changing it just a little bit to make my life easier because I'm getting slightly overwhelmed with the amount of work I have here. And so I thought this is the structure going forward. Okay. So I have 3 packages on my website. 2 weeks unlimited, monthly unlimited, and monthly complete unlimited. That's the deluxe version. So let me explain. The 2 weeks unlimited will have 2 phone calls included into it. The rest is audios. The monthly unlimited will have 5 phone calls included into it for the duration of an hour, by the way. Each phone call is an hour. And the rest is audios. And the monthly complete unlimited is mostly phone calls. Sometimes if you want to send me an audio or a text or text plural, that's fine. Okay. Now, the phone calls that we will have between you and I will record with your permission, obviously. And that will be your audio. I'm slowly going to transition this coaching towards phone calls only, but I realized that there is a lot of benefit in recording an audio when you get to sit down with your homework that I give you and really think about what you want to say. So I'm not taking away audios altogether. I want to see how it works in this capacity for my YouTube clients. But going forward in the future, it will be phone calls only. We will schedule a time, and like I said, I record it and I send you a copy, of course, and you get to listen and re-listen to it, and that will make it a lot easier for me instead of going through hours and hours of audios where it becomes a little bit overwhelming, like I said. But this will be the structure, so comment below what you think about that. Also, if you want my coaching, you do have to put your name down on my waiting list by emailing me. The email is below. It's magicandmiracles7@gmail.com. And you have to pre-book it. There's no way around it because I have a long waiting list. And so whoever books first, I mean, it's like first come, first served. Just like I answer audios or emails. I get so many emails daily, so I answer them in the order they are received, okay? And keep in mind, Sunday is my day off. Sometimes I make an exception for some people, but Sunday is a day that I really need to chill the fuck out, drink some chamomile tea, recharge, refresh, so that I can come back and be a superwoman for you. Also, in addition, on my website, you will find that there is an hour phone session or a Zoom session. Okay, so it's like a one-off, just to establish if you want to coach with me for a month and to establish that we're a right fit for each other. I have to warn every single time that my coaching is very different. It's very thorough. We go through everything, starting with your childhood, your formative years, your belief system. That's the bulk of my work, to help you manifest whatever it is you want to manifest. But the work does not start out by learning how to manifest. The work starts out by us covering your childhood, like I said, your formative years, your beliefs, different other situations. Sometimes it's emotional clearing, which is very necessary in most cases, but more so poignantly in certain cases where that's really, really needed for you to really cleanse the palate and to become somebody who is ready to manifest effortlessly. Manifesting is not that hard. The hard part is to get to know who you really are, what kind of mechanisms of beliefs you're working with, and that's the bulk of my work. I'm a very tough coach. If you're not producing results, if you're not doing your homework, if you're not, doing what you're supposed to do in coaching, I will call you out. And there have been times where I dropped people. So if you're doing coaching with me, if you're signing up, you need to take this very seriously, because I'm very invested in each and every single one of my clients. And if you're not invested in your betterment, I don't want to waste my time. Okay? I'm here to produce results, and that's ultimately my goal for each and every single one of you. Please subscribe to my channel if you aren't already subscribed, and hit the bell button. I want to reach at least 1,000 subscribers before I go live. It just makes more sense for me. So if you're listening and you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe. Okay, I have larger goals, of course, beyond 1,000 subscribers. I want to hit 1,000,000 subscribers. But if you're listening and you're not subscribed, you might just learn something on this channel by pushing the fucking button. Thank you. Today's subject is the state of magic. It's magic, baby. All of this is magic. The world is magical. You are made of magic. Everybody's made of magic. And I wish everybody knew that they are. The most important way I can explain what the state of magic is like you, I have been presented with certain circumstances in the past, many times over, where things could go one way, but things can also go another way, if it's your preference. Parenthesis here, if it's your preference. If you're really dreaming up some big goal, some big endeavor, or not that big, or big for you right now, you want to meet the right person or bring back your SP, or if you want them, right? Sometimes people change their mind, and that's valid too. Sometimes it's just not anymore what resonates with you. But if you're dreaming up a goal and you see circumstances in front of you that are not exactly what you want them to be, the state of magic is completely ignoring everything around you and saying to yourself, first of all, once and for all, that you are the magician of your world. You are the magician of this universe. That nobody else exists in your world other than you. All of this is the outpicturing of your consciousness, somehow, some way, the good and the bad and the ugly. But somehow you're picturing certain things because that's how you feel about things. Now, if you want to change certain things, you gotta change, first of all, the way you feel about it. The state of magic is complete and utter abandonment of reality. Yes, I said it. Now, this is not being delusional and jumping off the bridge, okay? Don't do that. Or this is not being violent and going and attacking somebody. No, this is not the magic I'm speaking of. The magic is the utter conviction that you can manifest a diametrically opposed result. So whatever's staring you right now in the face, you can change it. You can change it with 100% precision. It's a matter of deciding, first of all, that you do want this result. Because nothing comes into your world without your permission. And some people might complain that, oh, this showed up and that showed up. But how did you choose it? We're all choosing something in our world. And even though momentarily you might complain, well, Let's sit down and discuss how you chose it. And you know what? Sometimes you do choose things that on some level you basically chose mentally. And if you still want to choose them, then they become concrete. But if you don't and you want to turn things around, you always have the choice to turn things around. That's the magical power you have. Even if things went to complete and utter shit, you have the choice to turn it around. If you don't want to turn it around, that's valid too. Like I said, you're the decider. But if you make the decision to turn it around, you can. Now, what is complete abandonment of reality? You choose to overlay your world, your preferred world now, the magical world, the La La Land world, where everything goes in your favor. It is the most potent trick, if you will, of all time. You completely disregard what's happening on the outside and you reside stubbornly in your magical wonderland of your imagination. Somebody comes and says something to you, you know what, this and that. This happened and this is what's occurring right now, and if it's a legal situation, if it's a money situation, whatever it is. You know what? You just say politely, thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to reverse this entirely. And the way you do it is with your state of being, of refusal to accept what you're seeing right now. You don't have to accept it. If you accept it, like I said, it's fine too, but you don't have to accept it. You can just say, well, this is an interesting outcome for now, but I will choose something different in this moment in time. And I will completely redo my reality. From this second on, from this moment on, I'm redoing my reality. It takes a decision. You have to be very precise with your decisions. You can't just say, well, everything I want is coming to me now. No, you have to really outline what it is you want, how you want this to happen. Some people come to me and say, does the how matter or should I live in the end? And I say the how really does matter. Of course it does, because first of all, you're orchestrating it anyway, so you do get to decide the how. If you want a certain sum of money to come to your existence, you get to decide. It comes without taxes attached to it. Nobody has to die. It's wired to your bank account. It comes in the mail. You know what I mean? You don't have to work for it. That's the how. So the how, of course, matters. So you get to sit down and outline whatever you want. And then the magic power that you have, the magic state, the state of it all, is the feeling. And I wish I could like totally make you feel what I'm feeling right now as I'm saying it to you. But it's this magic of this world, where if you decide the world is magical, the world is magical. And everything will turn around in your favor. And whatever you wrote down will literally come true. But it's the feeling, right? Neville Goddard speaks of the feeling, the state of being that, you know what, I don't need to pay attention to what's going on outside. I have my magic playing in my mind. It's like the artist that thinks up of a painting, or a musician who thinks up of the next song. Do you see this fucking song on the outside? No, it's in his head. And he's going to sit down and write the notes or write the lyrics and play the piano or the guitar, and all of a sudden it's here. Well, it's the same thing with your reality. You get to tune into that frequency of your wish being accomplished, and the magic overrides everything, every single circumstance you can change right now if you tune into your magical power of the state of magic. You say, I'm just a little kid playing around with this reality. Remember when you were a child? Well, most of you had really good childhoods, but I'm just making an example of if your childhood was really good and you were playful and innocent and you had no concept of this is impossible or this is possible. You just said Santa Claus or whoever, parent, guardian, bring me this, and they gave it to you. It's the same exact thing with the universe. You don't have to pay attention to what's possible or impossible. It's all possible. It's just a matter of preference. Now, most of you will say, well, you don't understand my situation and I have this going on and it's so stressful. I don't know how this will turn around. And you know what? You don't need to busy yourself with your old patterns. Now, if you're in my coaching or if you get into my coaching, we examine beliefs ad nauseum because it's so important. It's so important to overturn the old, quote-unquote, king or queen that resides in your mind, the old belief system, and say, excuse me, you're fired. Goodbye, I'm hiring a new king or a new queen for my mind to speak to me different other things. So there is a time interval between where you establish and understand, rather not establish, but understand your belief system and completely discard it one by one by one. And ignoring the voices of doom is of paramount importance. Because trust me, they will chase you down till the end of time until you say no more. I'm done with you. This doesn't serve me. How has it served you to believe in something that is not productive? The anxiety, the depression, the expecting the bad things to happen rather than the good things, the staying with the person who mistreats you, and you've tried it over and over again, not asking for enough money, not getting the job you want, all this fucking bullshit, right? You don't have to buy into that anymore. You don't. It's old fucking news. Yesterday's newspaper. In my coaching, we create a new version of you. By discarding the old beliefs, or rather rewriting them. Reconstructing the old beliefs into new beliefs. Thus, you become a new person with a new reality. It works like clockwork. It works like magic. And so then you become really, really familiar with the state of magic. And once you do, you just have to keep at it and persevere in the knowing you're now a new person. Because if you do it once, you can do it again. Now, how do you stay in the state of magic? You have to remember what that world feels like, that new world where you have accomplished everything you want already. Because make no mistake, it's already been done. It's done. In another parallel reality, people usually, like when they talk to me, like on the phone or in my course, like, really, there are parallel realities? Yes. What do you think I'm talking about here? What do you think we're doing here? Baking cookies? We're creating like differences in lives, differences in your life and other people's lives by discussing these subjects that, you know what, most people don't discuss. Parallel realities are the only way there's motion. Number one. Number two, parallel realities are the only way you're going to change your life. And so there is a parallel reality, yes, that has everything you already want. It's already like done, tied with a cute bow. Here is your beautiful life. Now your job is to stay persistent in your assumption, yes, like Neville says, but also stubbornly going into that frequency of that world and disregarding everything else. And when you really are that pure like a child and consistent in not knowing that this is not only possible, it is real. It's real. It has been real. You might think you're so original that you chose this parallel reality with everything that you want, but reality of things is that it has always already existed before you were born, before your grandparents were born. Okay? Because everything coexists at the same time. That reality exists right now. So the only component that needs to be present in that reality is, you guessed it, it's you. It's you. Because you need to experience it. And the feeling is truly the portal. It's a vibrational portal. If you're feeling a feeling, if you're feeling like everything's already accomplished, it's only a matter of short time before you start seeing evidence in 3D that your wish is already, not only has been granted a long time ago, like I said, but it's coming towards you. So just stay consistent. Some people tell me, oh, it's so overwhelming. It's new. It's like, I'm not used to this. Things going my way. Like, I'm not used to this. Well, fucking get used to it, okay? Like, what are we even talking? Has the old reality served you that well that you prefer something not great? Or would you rather prefer all of a sudden becoming a new version of yourself where everything goes your way? I mean, it's a matter of preference, but just let me know what the fuck you prefer. Yes, in the beginning it will be overwhelming. It will be like walking into a cold ocean, like, holy shit, this actually manifested. I can't fucking believe this shit. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, why? Why? You've been manifesting your life all your life long. It's just a matter of preference what you manifest. So congratulations, you invested your time and focus and attention and persistence into something that you actually prefer. Why is it overwhelming? It's overwhelming to get what you want and lead a good life. Well, again, those are your beliefs coming up. And so, like I said, when anxiety, depression, and this voices of doom and gloom come up, you just say, you know what? No, I've done this already. I don't like it. That's not even, because that's not even yours. Do you understand? Those were beliefs that you picked up from somebody in your past when you were a child, or you were, a teenager or something, or maybe recently, whatever, where somebody convinced you of a lie, essentially. Of a lie, because the truth is you can manifest anything you want. And it's just as easy, in fact, it's easier to manifest good things. Bad things take a really fucking long time, but you know what? Once they get there, they smack you in the face. You need to really understand that good things are easier to manifest. They're instantaneous almost. Again, provided you've done the work on your belief system. But they're so easy, it's ridiculous. You just look at, it's like you sit back and you're like, wow, well, that was easy. Yeah, because that's the way it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to work like a fucking horse, and be like exhausted at the end of your day. It's supposed to manifest really easy. And what do I mean by manifest, by the way? Manifestation is not something that you concoct. It's not something that you manipulate. It's not something that you force into being. No, we don't do that shit. You can take some inspired action, there is that, but manifestation is like literally you take your index card, which I'm making two things famous here, chamomile tea and index cards, which is lovely. Everybody should have index cards. The 3x5 index cards are the most miraculous things of all time. You sit down and you write down your goals, what it is that you want. What do you want? What do you want? Just what the fuck do you want? What do you want to manifest? and you write down very simply, short sentences, what it is you want to manifest. Now, in my coaching, we go through different exercises, and I can explain it to you when you join my coaching. But it's a little bit lengthy for one audio over here. But essentially, you have to write it down. You have to get familiar with your desires and what kinds of vibrations those desires hold. Vibrations and emotions, i.e. feelings, are everything. That's the game we play here. That's the magic. It's not the action you take in 3D. Oh, no. You can take all the action all day long and not a goddamn thing will change. If you feel a certain way, when you enter that portal of a feeling, you're entering another world. I have news for you. And in that world, everything is easy. Everything is already kind of like pre-paved because you've allowed yourself to go there, to assume that this is possible for you, where before you weren't assuming that at all. Because you were accustomed of thinking in a certain other way. And all that you did is changed your mind. You changed your mind, the way you think, the reality changes. You suspend your disbelief. You don't rely on your past memories, past experiences of any kind. You say, this is brand new. This is completely brand new. I can create magic here. You disregard what somebody told you, what somebody said, with the state of affairs, circumstances, and events, la. You say, no, every moment I'm brand new. And if you are brand new every moment, in every moment you can change, or rather select a new parallel reality. And it might just blow your socks off what kind of changes you can create, but overnight. It's not a joke. This is how reality works. Because the truth is, right, in every second you're choosing a parallel reality anyway, but the only thing is that you're choosing a parallel reality that is very similar to the one that you've been observing. And so all it takes is, like I said, a decision. Now I'm seeing this. Now I'm going to see this reality. The other component, of course, is patience and perseverance. Without patience, forget about it. Patience with yourself, patience with the reality. Because in this world, listen, you should really be grateful that the 3D is a little bit slow like a fucking elephant. Because it's always like asking you, really, you want this? Really, you want this? And if you keep saying it, yes, then eventually it manifests. But you have the time to change your mind if you change your mind, you see? The state of magic is another thing I wanted to share with you guys. It's like, when I think of the state of magic, it's like Alice in Wonderland. And I think going forward, you should really think of your life as a fairy tale. Fairy tales have a lot of truth in them, by the way. But don't get me started on this because I can have a whole lecture on that. Your life is a fairy tale because you're the one who decides what is going to be. What's true for another person doesn't have to be true for you. You can decide otherwise. What was true before for you doesn't have to be true for you now. And so you enter this magical world of all possibilities, all parallel realities, and you, like the magician that you are, you start choosing what you want to create. Now, isn't that exciting? Isn't that fabulous? Especially, like I said, if all things went to shit, and you can turn the situation around, once and for all, you get to prove to yourself that you are the magician of your life, that all of this has always been up to you. And of course, the way you do it is decisions and feelings. You feel into that vibration, you write down what you want, and then when you manifest it, you can show yourself without a scintilla of a doubt that the entire time you had the choice all along. So what kind of choices are you going to make going forward? I'm going to leave you with this. The focus here is energy and vibration. The kind of energy and vibration you offer to your manifestations is of paramount importance. Go watch my video about transmission of energy. That's what I was talking about. Unless, in case somebody doesn't understand still. The kind of energy, ask yourself the kind of energy you're offering to your money, to your love life, to yourself, to your business, to your pets, to your relatives, to your family. And really be honest about it. Because can I tell you something? 3D never lies. Vibration is the currency with which you pay for your experiences. And so the kind of energy you have produced thus far in your world, that's what you have offered your manifestations. If you're thinking money is hard, money is going to be hard for you. If you think money flows endlessly into my life, I don't have to work that hard. I enjoy my work very much. And people just come from all corners of the world to pay me whatever I please. It doesn't have to make sense because I deserve it all. As a child of the universe, I'm the rich child of the universe, then your reality changes. Okay? So it's the vibration that you offer to your manifestations, and it responds so very beautifully. It's like an orchestration of the most magnificent orchestra. Orchestration of orchestra. I don't know. It's a very beautiful orchestration, okay? It's a complete identical mirror of what you have going on about that specific subject. So if you want to stay in the state of magic, you have to allow all possibilities to flow in. And then you have to select one that you prefer and say, you know what? No, this is my reality now. I don't care what happened a minute ago. You don't owe anybody an explanation about the person you used to be 5 minutes ago or a second ago. All of a sudden right now, you can make a choice, a decision to live in the state of magic. And say, I'm going to start manifesting this reality now in this department of my life or in all departments of your life. I don't know. Maybe you need a complete changeover, And as long as you stay there consistently, I'm not saying you can't fall off the wagon once in a while. Everybody's human. Relax. Take some chamomile tea, take a nap, whatever. Take a bath of champagne. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Take chamomile tea. Take a bath of chamomile tea. Always have to be careful with what I say, because I know you guys are going to start quoting me back in my emails. Yeah, it's a little bit spooky. But anyway, just chillax is what I'm saying. And then create that option for yourself. Pick a vibration you want to be in all over again. And keep staying there for as long as you can. Most of the time, I would say if you bring yourself up to 90% of the time staying in that vibration, you'll always live there. You will. And if the 10% of the time you're grumpy, whatever, something, yeah, you can always go back to the vibration of your preference and be like, well, I just had a cranky moment or whatever. And that's allowed. Everybody's human. Don't be so down on yourself. The idea ultimately is to get familiar with that frequency, with that world, and make friends with it. And make friends with the new version of yourself. And you know what? If you do that, there's no stopping you. There's no stop. If you know what it feels like, and I know what it feels like, there's not a goddamn person in the world can do anything to you or influence you. No circumstances or events matter. You can change it overnight if you're really intense about it, if you're really precise about it, if you really believe that you can, which is why, again, beliefs really matter. But you can really create some amazing magic in your life. All right? Thank you so much for listening. All the information from me is below again. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.